chat box and then hit add source. I'm gonna click add new source instead, but if you don't have that option, that's fine. And then I'm gonna call it YouTube chat box. I'm gonna click add source, and we have a bunch of different settings that you can change here. We got some preview windows of what it's gonna look like. I personally like the Twitch theme. They have a bunch of different themes and different settings you can do. You can also change the font settings, like the font size, the chatter, a bunch of other settings that you can go over on your own time. And lastly, you can change the width and height here if you need to change the box size. But to keep it simple, we're gonna hit done, and then this is our YouTube chat box. I'm gonna put it right over here. It fits perfectly inside.
Notice that there's no messages, so let's actually go and test out some messages. So we're gonna type some messages in the chat, and now that we've got no messages, so let's actually go popping up and working in the preview. So we're gonna type some messages in the chat, and now that we've got no messages, so let's actually have the chat so we can see it on the side. Once you're done making all of your changes, you can go and click the end stream button in the bottom right, and then you can go to YouTube Studio, and then click end stream as well, and then you can just delete this VOD in the studio. Watch this video to the side of me. It's gonna help you so much with your YouTube streaming adventures. Comment down below Spooky Gang if you made it to the end of the video. My name's Cody, and I'll see you in the next one.
213 likes at one time during a commercial break or during a timeout. That was the most. 3350 is where we start. Who else we got here? Coleman Monroe, Fully Silver Live, Lord Alito Lupion, Kelioso, James, Oliver Tiongson, what's going on? I3 Pack, what's up? Lake Show News, what's going on? Brett Carr, Bvec Rana, Twin One, Mr. Yes, Els and Tank, Poppy.
Hello, you can also go through log and easy steps, which is what I learn, which you can click jump on up professionally as possible. Import ads, how we add squads to those clubs. Alex, we're going to jump straight in. First, and graphics, and that will be our video camera is connected. A browser source is here, and I'm going to stream. Okay, and here you can see it says populate.
Sonano has a wide open paint to roll right to the basket, and Caitlin Clark has the...
Aquí en el campus Estado de México, aquí en el campus.
Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to That's Football. We're live for Real Madrid knocking out Liverpool from the Champions League. And of course, Liverpool will no longer be able to win a trophy this season. It's going to take a miracle, Liverpool fans. I think you're better off putting it on the down low. And if it's a miracle, it's a miracle. But the reality is it's not going to happen, is it? I'm not even winding you up. I mean, you've got next to no chance. I could be trying to jinx it. I would never try and do that, but I just can't see it. I just can't see it. I really can't. I think, you know, some things are possible, but this Real Madrid side is just so good. And I just don't think that it's a possibility for Liverpool to get anything out of this game. I might be completely wrong. I might be wrong. I can't speak. I wouldn't be able to speak if you did it. But let's have a quick look at the team news. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Brighton are playing Crystal Palace, by the way. I don't know whether it's on the telly, but Brighton are 1-0 up against Crystal Palace already with March scoring, which puts Brighton into 7th place as it stands, level on points with Liverpool and a game in hand. Could be a tough night for Liverpool. Brighton level with you with the same amount of games with the game in hand and out of the Champions League. That's the reality of what you're facing here. But there's 2 Premier League games going on tonight. Southampton against Brentford as well. But there's Champions League football, as we know. And Liverpool and Real Madrid line up like this. Courtois in goal for Real Madrid with Carvajal, Militao, Rudiger and Nacho. Modric, Camavinga and Cruz. And Valverde, Benzema and Vinicius Jr. So they're not taking it lightly, even though they're 3-0 up. And then Liverpool, Alisson, Trent, Kanate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Milner and Fabinho, Salah, Gakpo, Jota and Nunez. It's quite an attacking team. I think we'll get a good game. I do. I think we'll get a good game tonight. I do think we'll get a good game tonight. I think Liverpool have got to go for it. Sometimes, I mean, look, I think the inevitable result will be Real Madrid going through. But let me put my glasses on. Being as I've been called Joe 90 by Liam Gallagher, I feel I've got to put my glasses on. I feel quite proud of that. At least Liam Gallagher's seen me on footage and acknowledged me, even bantering me. He's a legend. He's one of my icons. I don't care whether he's a City fan or whatever. He's rattled a little bit Ladios, but he's still a legend. There's not many legends out there, so gotta love that. And look, I think the game is over. I really do, but I do think it'll be a good game because I think Liverpool have got to be desperate. They've got to try and go and have a look at it, haven't they? And it could make for an open game. Can you say happy birthday, Oscar, from Milo? There we go. And thanks for the super chat. And I had to Google who Joe 90 is, and now I can't unsee it. Emmanuel, I'm going to do it now. I know Joe 90's got blonde hair and he wears glasses, but I think he was a sci-fi cartoon character from 1968. Oh my god. I'll have that. Everyone's googling Joe 90. He's going to be trending. Liam Gallagher's going to make Joe 90 trend. But you know what? We were talking about this the other day. Let me know what your score predictions are for this. I think it'll probably be 2-2. I think there'll be goals in this game. I'm going to go 2-2. But look, I hope Liverpool do score the first 2 goals. It'll make it for an interesting game. I mean, with all due respect, if Liverpool come through and win this, we're in for an amazing night. But I think 2-2 is about as good as it's going to get. Liverpool aren't good in the midfield, and Real Madrid are. So I think there's Milner's playing to Zariel. I don't know whether this happens to you. It happened to everybody a couple of weeks ago. Today, recommended videos. Has anybody had the recommended video? Mark Goldbridge reveals his real name. Because every time I've logged onto YouTube today, it's been a recommended video. And I went for a walk down Nostalgia Street because I don't know why these things keep getting. A few people have had it recommended to them. Why do these old videos keep coming up? I don't know how the algorithm works. Last week somebody had it. I don't know why. I don't know why it keeps coming up. But I felt quite sad. When I watched it because that was my debut on the kickoff with Loz and Brian, and Rory was there. I think James Alcott was there. And it made me think of more innocent times because all that's gone now. And I used to really enjoy going on that. And also, I looked so much younger. I think I looked a lot younger anyway, but maybe some people disagree. But yeah, time goes by, doesn't it? Time slips away. They were good. They were good times. Yeah. No. Mark Goldbridge is. I mean, I can't believe anybody doesn't realise that Mark Goldbridge wouldn't be a real name. I don't think there's anybody in the world called Goldbridge. It's not even a real surname. It's a made-up name because I had to do it because of my work at the time. As it says on the video, and I don't mention it as much now because I assume everybody knows it, but it's an old story. It's because new people are discovering that video, making it go viral again. I suppose you get a new wave of people, don't you, who don't realise? But yeah. And to answer the question, what does my wife call me? Well, she doesn't call me Mark. And to answer the second question, some people call me Mark, and some people call me by my real name. And I basically answer to 2 names. It's like having a dog called Roy and Ray. No, it's not. It's like having a dog called Roy and Steve. I answer to both. I can't speak another language, but I can answer to 2 names. So yeah, and I do like my real name, Chris, but I don't feel. I probably get called Mark 80% of my life and 20% my real name. So I don't care. But. A bit like Elton John, that's not his real name. I don't want it to blow anybody's mind away, but there we go. Not that I want to be likened to Elton John. We wear glasses, and that's about it. There's no other similarities. I'm not a great singer-songwriter, and I don't do the other stuff. But I respect, everybody is entitled. We live in that world, and everybody is welcome. Mark. what's going to happen tonight? I just don't see it. I just can't see it. I've got to be fair to Liverpool here and say that to win in Madrid would be exceptional. You have to win by 3 goals, 4 goals to go through, or penalties, but you've got to beat them by 3 goals over 120 minutes. I can't see that. I just can't see it happening. I think, look, if I was... I think the question is, we can all have an opinion, but if you're in this situation, come on the mighty Red, says Ian of Liverpool. Look, if Liverpool do it, I'll applaud them. Well, I won't, but I will acknowledge and respect it, because I think it's unbelievable. But I think to do it in... How would you go about doing it, I suppose, is the question. And to which the answer for me would be, if I had to manage a team that's going away to a brilliant team like Real Madrid and I'm 3-0 down, you've got to do it. Like, it's not like Jurgen Klopp's got no choice. He's got to do it, and he certainly doesn't want to get humiliated. You know, do you go into the game with that mentality of let's just not get humiliated and make sure we get a draw? Or do you actually try and win it? And I think if I was trying to win it, I'd be saying to them, look, try and get somebody sent off. If we can get them down to 10 men, maybe we've got a chance. Because basically what we want to do is just attack. And they're good enough, they're at home to attack us. So, you know, maybe if there's a red card for Real Madrid, but even that's going to be difficult when you're the away team. You know, this game would be hard enough if they were playing Benfica and Benfica had caught them on a bad day and you were going to Benfica trying to win 3-0. You're going to Real Madrid, the best team in the world, trying to beat them 3-0 by 3 goals in their own backyard. What as a percentage, what would you put the chances of Liverpool winning by 3 goals? I would put it down as low as 2%. I think if you played this game 100 times, I don't think they would beat them by 3 goals more than twice. That's the enormity of the job that Liverpool face tonight. So we will see what happens. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner to do it. You're very, very welcome. But they've got to go for it, Liverpool. Sorry, I was just reading something there. Rude of me. Rude of me. I've lost my live chat. I'm nothing without my chat. I've had a super chat coming in. Napoli, Man City, Bayern and Madrid in the semi-finals, says Lenny. Well, I'd love Man City to get knocked out. What team do you want to win the Champions League, says Ivan. I would say... I don't really care who wins it. You know, in order of teams I'd like to win it other than Man City, basically everybody who's left, even Liverpool. You know, I'd like to see Napoli win it. If it's not Napoli, I'd like to see Bayern win it. I'd love it. I'd love Potter to win it. I think that would be hilarious. I mean, it's never going to happen, but I'd love it if Potter won it. I mean, I don't want him to. I don't want them to win it ahead of Bayern or Napoli. But Graham Souness, they're all steady eddies, says Tumbleweed. Thanks for the super chat there. Is it a difficult game for Real Madrid to play? No, not really. I think it's all about Benzema's miles offside here. Good save by Alisson, but he's miles offside. Through 1-on-1. I think Real Madrid will want to send a message here. I think they'll want to win, you know, and comfortably. Mark, why do you hate Man City so much? I don't hate Man City. I don't hate Man City. I just find them very hard to watch at the moment because I just really want all those charges to either be found not guilty or guilty so we can all move on from it. But it's not, I don't think it's, you know, it's a little bit like having someone come round for tea when they're facing 99 charges of burglary. You know, you're never going to take your eyes off them, are you? You know, I'm going to the toilet, I'll come with you. And not because I'm a weirdo, because I don't fancy you nicking my watch or something like that. I just want it to get resolved. I don't hate anybody, Aman, so you don't know me, you know nothing about me, and I don't hate people, so I don't hate Man City, I don't hate Arsenal, I don't hate Marmite. I don't live a life of hate, and I would advise anybody else not to live a life of hate, because all you're doing is eating yourself up there. Which is something we, you know, I heard of a guy who took a couple of ribs out to try and do that, but ultimately it's a bad thing. I don't think foreign fans understand why everyone hates Man City so much as local shopkeeper. That's a bit. I wouldn't say anything like that. That's a bit anti. You know, we can't be. We're not like that. We're not like that. Everybody is a football fan. If you don't have the global fan base, you don't have the wealth. Simple as that. Madrid have started off really well here, though, moving the ball around very nicely. And I think Liverpool are going to struggle. Is top four in danger for United, says Chris? Don't think so. No hate bridge, says TTV videos. Thank you very much. Are you bitter about Man City? We will do some polls tonight. No, I mean, I think, to be honest, when people say cry more or bitter, it's because they're showing off their own insensitive. I mean, that's such a rubbish comeback, isn't it? Cry more or bitter, and I've used it, and I use it because I haven't really got anything else to say. I think you've hit a nerve when you say crime when someone's coming back with cry more or bitter. To be honest, I've done my content on Man City. I'm comfortable with it. If they get found guilty, I don't think that they should give their titles back. A lot of people do. I don't. I don't want the Aguero title back because it's got that moment. I lived it for years. I lived it those minutes. It's an iconic moment in football, and iconic moments in football aren't always nice moments in football. It was horrible, but I wouldn't take that title back because nothing can take that title back. If they get found guilty of anything, then there needs to be a punishment, but I wouldn't want the titles back. I know they did that with Juventus, and I don't know how, was it AC Milan ended up with one? I wouldn't want that title back, just to add a number. Like, the whole point of all these titles that we won in the Premier League is that we enjoyed them. Do you think Bayern Munich would want the 99 European Cup final back if we were found out for cheating? I mean, it just wouldn't feel the same, would it? Will the U and United stand be in the US this summer, says Chris? We are going to be in, well, United, we assume United are going to be in America this summer, so yes. Thank you for everything you do, Mark. Bringing happiness to many people all over the world. Love from Australia, says Ben Allen. Thank you very much. Thanks for that. Oh, Salah's in here. He slips it into Nunez. He might get a shot off. He does. Saved with the feet. Courtois. Well, it's the first chance, and it's fell to Liverpool, apart from the chance that Benzema had when he was offside. Straight at the keeper. You'd expect him to save it. Foul by Trent here. Could have got a yellow card there. Don't think he did. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Did you end up thinking of a name for your show, says Julian? Oh, podcast. Formulating a lot of good ideas. You know, thinking it through. You'll be the first to know when it comes out. Thank you for the watch along, Mark. Not just this one, but the whole concept of the watch along, says Amit. Oh, it's nice that. Oh, lovely. Oh, it didn't work. Valverde shoots wide. We're definitely going to do a podcast, and we're definitely working on some ideas. Football for fun, says Andy. That's a bit of a crap name, Andy. Sorry to throw you under the bus there, but I don't think football for fun sounds like the sort of game Seb would play at school. Instead of giving their trophy to the second team that year, should just be declared as no champions. That way it will always stick out and people will know. Average show. Yeah, it's interesting. Here we go. Oh, good cutback, but Milner's there to put it out for a corner. Liverpool open there, wide open. Lil Chris says Madrid almost scores. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way, because we're really close to 925,000. You can see in the top right-hand corner. Only 200 away. So get involved with That's Football. You're all very welcome. Daily debatable content. I normally upload like a 10-minute video every day, and then we do a few watch-alongs as well. This weekend looks crap, by the way, for watch-alongs. I don't even know if we're going to do a That's Football watch-along this weekend. It's really slim pickings. Here's Real Madrid. Cross comes in. They're such a good team, aren't they, Madrid? I mean, I was on a show last week with Thogden, and we were doing Champions League predictions, and he said, I think Liverpool can go there and win. I said, mate, you've got a lot to learn. And it's not just an age thing. Have you watched Liverpool this year, and do you know how good Real Madrid are? Especially in the Champions League. You know, Real Madrid can be absolutely rubbish. But in the Champions League, knocking them out of the Champions League, it's like impossible mission. Did you watch Gary Neville overlap with Seferin? Nah. It's hard to watch somebody who hates you, Jay. And Madrid only need one goal, I think, says Jordan. Please get Sean Dyche on your podcast, says Alex. I'm looking forward to doing it. We've got some good ideas for it. I think it'll work really well. But I'll let you know. Nigel Jones, thanks for joining the Members Club. Appreciate that. Do Chelsea Everton, says Luke. Oh, yeah. Let's have a look what we've got at the weekend. Nothing ever lasts forever. So it's, I mean, there's no half, I hate it when there's no half 12 kickoff. There's no half 12 kickoff on Saturday. So you've got Villa Bournemouth at 3, Brentford Leicester at 3, Southampton Spurs at 3, Wolves Leeds at 3, Chelsea Everton at 5:30, Man City Burnley at 7:45. Oh my God. I hate, oh no, 6:45 that is, sorry. I thought it was going to be I thought it was 7:45. 6:45, that's not too bad. Putting Man City on at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night. No one's watching that. Man City Burnley will be quite an interesting game at 6:45. I mean, Man City will win. But, oh, good shot from distance by Kroos, straight at Alisson. Sunday, it's obviously Arsenal Palace in the Premier League at 2. Easy home win there, I think, for Arsenal. And then you've got Man United at 4 against Fulham, Brighton home to Grimsby, Sheffield United to Blackburn. It's a crap. It's a bit of a shitty weekend, really. For considering it's the last weekend before the international break, it's a bit crap. Could have been better. When are England playing? I don't know when England are playing, actually. Playing Thursday night? Yeah, Italy on Thursday night. Who gives a shit about that? Who cares? Salah puts a cross in. Goes wide. And they're playing on the Sunday as well. I've got no interest. I'm not doing England watch-alongs. Forget about it. I can't believe. I can't speak. I can't believe Southgate's still in a job. I mean, the World Cup was it for me, and I can't believe he's still there. He's It's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Mark, if United beat Fulham this Sunday, does Casemiro only miss 2 Premier League games along with another FA Cup? Says Andy and Bruno. I don't know. Depends when the FA Cup is. No, he will miss. He will 100% miss. Let's just see what happens with this corner for Liverpool. 12 minutes gone already. Cross comes in. Van Dijk, Konate, cleared away. Man United play 3 Premier League games after the international break. It's a 2v2 here. It's a good ball. This could be it. Benzema. Oh, he's cocked it up. United play 3 games after the international break. We've got Newcastle away, and then Everton and Brentford at home. So they'll miss all 3 of those. A good tackle by Gakpo. It wasn't a lot. Benzema could have done better than that. How chuffed are you with 2 channels and 2.5 million subs, says Ray. It's not about how big it is. Cross comes in. Rudiger. That's it. Oh, what a save by Alisson. How's he missed? Watch this back. Rudiger heads it to the back post. Vinicius Jr.'s got a tap in on the back post, literally about a yard out. Alisson just jumps in the air and it hits his hand. He doesn't know much about it, but that's good goalkeeping. What a save, says Cool Sunny 1. We haven't seen a replay of it yet. Mark, watch the Rangers game at 12:30 on Saturday, says Scott. Who are they playing? I've played the game. Just 5 says Liverpool are getting cooked here. Well, as I said, I mean, anybody who thought Liverpool were going to come here and win by 3 goals would do well to get a point. I think it'd be a good result for Liverpool to get a point. Nice ball here. Nunez, he won't get there. Rudiger does. Rudiger, I mean, Chelsea must miss Rudiger. He's a right shithouse, isn't he? But you'd want him in your team. I know what I said. I mean, like, if Liverpool get a point, or I mean a draw, that's at least that's some sort of progress for them. But Real Madrid is so good. I can't believe people think that Liverpool would come here and win by 3 goals. That's what I mean. 2% chance of that happening. They do well to win here. I still think Liverpool will get top 4 though. I still think they'll do it. It's harder now, but I still think they'll do it. They've got a ridiculous 3 games to come though. I think they've got Man City away, Chelsea and Arsenal at home. Mark, how good was McManaman? He played for Madrid, says Treble Chat. I mean, I don't like Liverpool, but McManaman was a good player. He had a weird career, McManaman, because it was like, it didn't seem to be as long as it should have been. That's what she said. I mean, you know, time goes by, doesn't it? And Konate's just been caught Benzema here. I don't know whether McManaman was at the top for long. He had a good... I mean, that would be a yellow card in the Prem. I mean, that's basically what Casemiro got sent off for. It's mad, isn't it? I've just seen 2 tackles there, very similar to Casemiro's. One by Rudiger and one by Konate. Not even a... One wasn't even a foul, and the other one's not even a yellow card. Doesn't matter. So let's stop talking about it. But, yeah, I can't remember how... McManaman went to Real Madrid and he won the Champions League, and he was very good at Liverpool, but I don't know whether he had, like, 10 years at the top. What was McManaman's attributes, says Black? He's a very good dribbler of the ball. Trent's just got skinned again by Vinicius Jr. Defensively, I mean, offensively, Trent Alexander-Arnold is like Roberto Carlos going forward. Fabinho. Oh, what a ball that is by Fabinho. back on the halfway line now. Now here's Salah down the right-hand side. Just cut that back. Chance for Jota. Terrible. Terrible connection. That could have been a... Well, you've got to beat the keeper first, but it could have been a better chance. Where are the stats, Mark? Oh, it's not rolling round, is it? Yeah, it is. What's going on? Oh. I'm on the wrong bit. Sorry, mate. Sorry, everyone. They are there. Stats carousel's up and running. Sorry about that. Let me get the stats for you. There it is. Don't forget our Stats Carousel is sponsored by OneFootball. You can download it for free. Links in the video description, or you can scan the QR code in the top left-hand corner. Free to download. Get all your latest breaking football news, transfer news, etc. through the OneFootball app. Also, what I really like about the OneFootball app is when it comes to stats, they can individualize the players as well. So you can individualize the stats. Barmer's just gifted 20 memberships there. You're a legend, mate. Thank you very much. But yeah, you can. It will tell you how each individual player is doing well in relation to passes, etc. So check it out. Barmer with the chat. Oh, we've hit the bar. Camavinga. Bar. Nah, didn't work. He's hit it from... God, he's hit that from 30 yards out. Lovely. I think Alisson might even tip that onto the bar, you know. I'm going to give him a tip. I'm going to give him a tip. Don't eat yellow snow. Anthony Taylor is the ref in Napoli game, I know. Hi, Mark. Please can be unblocked on United Stand. I'm sorry my deep breath joke annoyed you. I'd laugh at your reaction to the comment the day before, says Leroy. Sorry, Leroy. I can't do that at the moment. He didn't touch it onto the bar, says Loic. All right, we can't give him any tip. I thought he did tip it onto the bar, but you know, apparently he didn't. Yeah, we was talking about Trent, weren't we? Trent Alexander-Arnold getting skins. He's just been bypassed again by Benzema there. I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold going forward, maybe not this season, but going forward when he was on his game, you know, you could argue that, I mean, obviously Roberto Carlos was brilliant, but the comparison I would use with Trent Alexander-Arnold is going forward at his best, he's like Roberto Carlos. Defensively, he's like Robert De Niro, you know, an actor. He's no good. He's no good defensively, is he? I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. That's the wrong thing. You talking to me? Are you talking to me? Never do that again. No, he's crap. He's crap defensively. Like, he's really crap. Oh, what a shot by Modric as well. They're so good. They're so good. I want to see that again. Show me the replay of this. Modric, bang. Oh, I tell you what, you'd want that to go in. That is a hell of a half volley, that. If that had gone in, Alisson ain't saving it. That would have been one of the goals of the season. Love your content, Mark, says Shocks. Thank you very much. I'm Ronnie Pickering, says James Wood. I'm Ronnie Pickering. That was the technique on that volley. If that had gone in, it would have broke the net. I wish that had gone in. I mean, I mean, the game would be over, but just wish it had gone in because, you know, you love to see great goals. There's a gap. You know, maybe 2 years ago, Liverpool were better than Madrid. Madrid would stop, but Madrid would probably still beat them in the Champions League. To be fair, they are the Champions League, aren't they, Madrid? But there's a gap this year. Hi Mark, love the Eric Ten Hag hoodie, bro. Just got it, says Shaunuk. Looking forward to having many pints with you in New York this summer during the tour, says Shaunuk. Hey mate, if Man United are on tour in New York, I'm definitely doing that bit. Nearly watched Ronnie Pickering again today, says Carlisle. It's always worth a watch. It's always worth a watch. Mark, I've just started listening to Oasis, which is the better album, definitely a maybe, or What's the Story, Morning Glory. Definitely maybe's better. I've got to say I love the Master Plan as an album because it's got all the B-sides on it. I haven't played the game, but would Trent in the midfield be a better than being a right back, says Oliver McDonough. He's so good with his passing, but defending he looks legless. I don't know with Trent. A lot of people, look at the technique on that volley by Modric. Oh, just needed to go in. Oh, shaved the bar, it did. Manscaped. I don't know what you do with Trent. I mean, everyone says maybe he should play right wing. Is he good enough at right wing? What's your favourite snack to have with whiskey, says Shaunuk. I haven't had a whiskey in ages. Whiskey's quite a dominator of the palate. I don't know, is there a good snack to have with whiskey? It's a very strong flavour. I'm not so sure that it's a snacks thing. Maybe some nuts. Roasted peanuts. Barmer's just gifted 20 more. He's on a big one tonight. Barmer, thanks very much for that. Legend. Cheese and whiskey. Oh God. Why not have jelly and ice cream and just kill it completely? Why would you put Trent at CDM? He can't defend at right back. CDM is probably one of the most important places to be able to play as a defender. Here's Vinicius Junior. Oh, look at the pace that he got past Canate then. Easy work. A cigar and whiskey is traditionally the best thing, yeah, but I'm not condoning smoking. See you in London on the 29th, says Situ. Yep, looking forward to it, mate. And your thoughts on Napoli and Frankfurt? Riot, says Abra. Don't know anything about it. Don't know anything about it. I'm Ronnie Pickering. Hey Mark, how are you doing? How long is Garnacho out for? Says Sleep Tight. I don't know, a few weeks apparently. Probably back in May. I think if Trent Alexander-Arnold's going to progress anywhere up the pitch, it'll have to be right midfield. Here he is with a cross. It's not a bad one. And he did find the head of Gakpo, who didn't really get any connection on it. I'll tell you what, that tackle there, did you see that one on Nunez by, was it Nacho? That's way, 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 way worse than what Casemiro did and got a red card for. Did you see it? Absolutely wild studs up. Wild studs up. If you're a Liverpool fan, make it make sense. You know, either you've been robbed of a red card or that Casemiro one looks ridiculous. Have you seen it? He's literally got his foot in the air like that, waving it around with his studs. I don't think it is a red card. That's my whole point. I don't think Casemiro's was either. I just think it's just poor officiating, isn't it? Prince Junior says he didn't even catch him, mate. You need to go to sleep, mate. Telling me to go to sleep. You need to go to sleep, mate. On your own, by the sounds of it, with banter like that. You don't have to catch somebody for it to be reckless, you know. Apologies for the idiots in the chat. There's always a few. I don't know why I apologise for them. But, make a bit more bloody noise. Why aren't you? Oh. Here we go. Thank you very much. I will do a draw for the Champions League watch along on Friday, yes. 11 o'clock in the morning. So, Man City are in it and Inter so far. Oh no, Chelsea are in it, of course, last week. But Chelsea, yeah. Anybody can get anybody at that point. You could get Man City against Chelsea. A foul on Salah, but it's near the halfway line. Can you do some keepy-ups? I'm very reluctant to do... I'll do some at half-time. I'm very reluctant to do keep-ups now because I did do 100 on screen, and it's very difficult to do that in such a confined space. I mean, I do it every day for, you know, in the garden. But, yeah, we will do a draw for the watch-alongs. Salah with the cross, headed away. I keep thinking that's a running track behind the pitch, and then I think those lanes are really wrong, but it's not. It's just some flags. What are they doing with that running track? Do 100 press-ups. How would I do that? I could say I was doing them, but I'd be on the floor. You wouldn't be able to see it. I'd just go 1, 2. Sebastian says, do you think Chelsea have got any realistic chances of winning the Champions League, or is that too ambitious? Anybody can do anything in football. We've seen Liverpool win the Champions League before. It's half-time between Brighton and Crystal Palace. It's 1-0, by the way. It's also 1-0 to Brentford away to Southampton at half-time. That'd be a horrible loss for Southampton if that happens. They need to win those sort of games. Do I think Chelsea could win the Champions League? Well, they've got the players to do it. It's not impossible. But I don't think they've got the continuity, consistency. I think Chelsea are very much a work in progress, in my opinion. So I don't think they can. But anything is possible. What 2 players from Madrid would you take at United? Says Ben Allen. Good point. Thanks for the super chat. Well, Man United need a striker and we need a midfielder. So my initial reaction would be to say we need Nunez with a header straight at the keeper there. My initial reaction would be to say, yeah, let's go and get... let's take Camavinga and Benzema. But, you know, on the other hand, Vinicius Jr. wouldn't be a bad player to sign, would he? Valverde wouldn't be a bad player to get. Rudiger wouldn't be a bad player to have as another centre-back. But I'd quite like Camavinga, if I'm being completely honest. Talking of which, he's on the bus. He's on the go. What's your starting 11 for United when the squad is fully available for the season? Says Anup. I don't really want to answer that, Anup. It's not the United stand. With how Eric Ten Hag wanted to play Martial on pre-season, is Osman the better signing? Says James. Yeah, I don't want it to turn into the United stand. But what I will say is that I think Osman is going to be a player that, if he is going to move this summer, there's going to be a lot of competition, because I think somebody like Real Madrid might look at him. Chelsea will certainly be looking at a striker. PSG might look at a striker. So I tell you what, I'd be very surprised if Osimhen went to PSG. You know, he's played in the French league. You know, maybe, you know, PSG is a massive club that's in the Champions League, but I'd be very surprised if he went there. I think it's the Premier League that he'll come to. I think it'll be between Man United and Chelsea, if I'm being honest. Here's Nunez. Good shot. Ooh, good save by Courtois. Decent shot by Nunez. What would my starting 11 be for United if everyone was fit? De Gea, Dalot, Luke Shaw, Varane, Martinez, Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno, Rashford, Martial, and Anthony, probably. Barmer's just gifted 50 memberships. I don't know what he's on. Barmer, we're not even getting any goals. It's not 3-0. You're a bloody legend, mate. What's he doing? You should walk out to a Blur song for the Dublin show, says Globe. Why Blur? You'll all be bloody members at this point. Barmer's on one. Mark, it's Paddy's Day on Friday, says great. I know. I wish I was over there for it. I mean, God, it's day off. It's a day off, isn't it? That's always one of the things I loved when I lived in Ireland. Is you get the bank holiday for St Patrick's Day as well. Even if it's like a Wednesday, you get the day off. You've got to book the day off after. Most important day to be off is the day after Patrick's Day. St Patrick's Day. Here's Robertson coming down the left-hand side. I'll tell you what. He was sliding in there and Camavinga just jumped over. Chelsea signed a top striker in Nkunku, says Treble Champ. Yeah, but I still think that, you know, I know a lot about Nkunku because we were looking at him for United back in the Ranić era. Here's Vinicius Jr., skips past Trent and gets a shot off. See, that's the thing I just wouldn't like about Trent as a right back, is that he doesn't stop the winger getting a shot off. Yeah, going back to Nkunku though, I think he's a good player. I'm not sure he's an out-and-out number 9. Again, I feel he might be used as that, but I feel Nkunku is. I mean, maybe he is going to play as a number 9 because God knows what you can't use him as another attacking midfielder. You've got too many. Now here's a chance for Gakpo. Great save by the keeper. Well, it's probably straight at him, but it's a good shot. Kolo Muani, cheaper and multifunctional, unlike Osimhen, says Tony Okafor. There you go. Is he the guy who plays for Frankfurt? Or am I mixing up with someone else? Well, Liverpool aren't going to win this game by 3 goals. It's going to take a bloody miracle, but they're probably pretty happy with what's going on at the moment. Barmer's the king of the chat. He's done a great job. Do I think Burnley will do well in the Prem next season? Yes. I think if you come up with the right principles, you can stay in that league. You look at Brighton, you look at Brentford. These teams are, you've got to have some quality, but I don't see Burnley being a favourite to go down. Oh, that's a penalty. Oh, it's offside. Ooh, tell you what, that would have been a moment. It's a good job Jota's offside because he was fouled in the box, but it won't be a penalty because he was offside. Can we do some polls, says Ahmed. You give me some polls, I'll do them. Ashton says, any one player at Man United, who would it be? What? To do what? Cut your grass? Score a goal? Score a penalty? Marry your mum? I don't know. Well, it's not a penalty, Logan, because it was offside. Top 8 90s movies poll. We're not doing that, Lee. We're not doing that, Lee. Hi, Mark. Managed to meet Adam and Beth at Old Trafford on Sunday. Lovely people and very friendly. Appreciate the hard work, says Cathal. Thank you very much for your super chat there, pal. Glad you enjoyed it. Best captains in the Premier League poll. I could do that, but anything that's got Man United in it tends to win. So Bruno will win and everyone will be going mad. Like, the best captain in the Premier League this season is Odegaard. Like, I just think I think he's massively underrated as a captain, because, you know, Arsenal have shown a real determination, grit, bounce back ability, fluidity, chemistry, and you know, it's been going on all season. I mean, there was some games at the start of the season where, you know, they might be losing at half time at the Emirates, or, you know, they've had to come back and win it in the second half. I think Fulham at home rings a bell, where they won that one late, or they were losing or something. But they've shown character in games throughout the season, and to do that, you've got to have a leader. And Odegaard has done that, and he's very young. I also think he's been a fantastic player for them. So I think Odegaard is the captain of the best captain in the Premier League at the moment. I mean, look, I said it on Twitter earlier. I don't know who you'd have as player of the year. It's very hard to look away from Erling Haaland because of the amount of goals he's scored. But I do think there is a handicap to that, in the sense that he's playing for Man City. You're going to get a lot of chances. I'm not saying Harry Kane would score more, but he would score a lot at Man City. But my vote for player of the year is Odegaard. I've always said that. I think there's been some really good candidates. Marcus Rashford's been mentioned, but even Saka at Arsenal's been mentioned. But I think he's had a great year. We all absolutely love Liverpool, right? Says Big Zed. Oh, yeah. And Mark, where do Modric and Kroos rate among Madrid's best ever midfield? Says TJ. Well, I think you make a great point, because where will history rank Kroos, Casemiro and Modric? I don't think that history will rank them as high as Busquets, Xavi and Iniesta. And yet, you could argue it's a more modern, balanced midfield three that has... Haven't they won 4 Champions Leagues together? In different eras against different types of teams. I mean, Busquets, Xavi and Iniesta were unbelievable. Unbelievably one-dimensional, maybe. They played a certain brand of football. I think Modric, Kroos and Casemiro, I'd pick them. It's a bit like picking Ronaldo, prime Ronaldo over prime Messi, I agree, but I just like the balance of those three a lot more. Best Champions League final, Liverpool AC Milan or United Bayern or United Chelsea, says Ray. Well, I'm not going to pick Liverpool AC Milan, am I? Oh, I loved it when the Scousers basically were not going to win and then they did. Oh, it was much better than 99. Best one's 99 for me. Yeah, we're not doing Messi versus Ronaldo, by the way. We're talking about midfields. Might be an irrelevant question, but do you think Conte would have done better at United than he did at Spurs, says Shahin? I would have took Conte in a heartbeat when it was instead of Solskjaer, 100%. But it's hard to know what would have happened, because, you know, he would have had a... You know, look at how frustrated he gets with Daniel Levy. Imagine what it would have been like with the Glazers. 0-0 here. 4 minutes to go to half time. I mean, let's just have a quick look at the stats, really, at half time here. It's not half time yet, but... more or less 50-50 possession. 4 shots on target. It's been a good... You know what? I wanted to check the stats there, because it has been a good game. We've had 4 shots on target each. It's been quite an open game. It's quite surprising that it's 0-0. A couple of good saves from the keeper. A couple of unlucky shots. Certainly Modric. But it's not... It's been quite open. Who do you think is going to finish bottom in the Prem this season? I think it's going to be Southampton or Bournemouth. Best Premier League icons, says Legacy. Hi Mark, did you see Rio said he'd rather have Rice over De Jong at United? What do you think of that? Wow. Genius in your feet doesn't mean genius in your head. I'm not saying he was a genius with the feet either, by the way, but I mean, Rice over De Jong is a little bit like Martinez isn't going to succeed because he's 5'10". It's ridiculous. It's like saying Rashford over Mbappe. Rashford's really good. Rice is really good, but De Jong and Mbappe are better. Like, doesn't mean Rice is not a good player, but he ain't as good as Frankie De Jong. It's ridiculous. I'd rather take a West Ham midfielder with potential over one of the best midfielders in the world. Yeah, it's not. And also, the worst bit about that is our manager worships Frankie De Jong, but I'd rather have Rice over De Jong. It's just illogical. It's English bias in a sandwich with a cherry on top and a candle. City get relegated if Haaland was left back, Kevin De Bruyne centre back, Manchester United. What are we talking about? Mark, is Man United being dragged out of top 4? Only 6 points off 5th place and no Casemiro for 4 games, says James. Who knows? Freak Show says Kroos, Modric and Casemiro got ran over versus Frankie, Xavi and Pedri and lost 4-0 at home. No chance they'd be better than Iniesta, Xavi and Busquets, says Freak Show. You're not a freak show. You're a stupid show. Nemanja Vidic got run over by Torres at Old Trafford when he scored a hat-trick and we lost. Still one of the best centre-backs we've ever had. I mean, so basically what you're saying is Casemiro, Modric and Kroos had a bad game, so the shit. Yeah, I think, what is it? Class is permanent. Form is temporary. Marcus says, this ref is way better than last Man United game. It's about the players and not an egotistical ref. Game is flowing, says Marcus S. Please could you wish Freddie good luck in his PA exam tomorrow. Love from his mum and bro, says Sky. There you go. Good luck, Freddie, in your PE exam. What do you do in a PE exam? Run around the block? 20 press-ups? I bet you have to do a written thing, don't you? 2 minutes to go to half-time. Probably do some keep-ups. See how many I can do. City win Champions League or FA Cup final against. Choose one. What, Abra? City win the Champions League or FA Cup final against us. Choose one. As long as they don't do a dribble, I couldn't really give a shit. They're going to win. Look, they're going to win the Champions League at some point. Who, in your opinion, was Man United's most overrated player, says Bradley? I'd have to think about that. Good play by Real Madrid here. Here's Benzema. Keeper ends up with it. Ritz, thank you very much for subscribing. And Goals for George says, Valverde is a freak of nature. What an engine he has. And he can play anywhere. Well, with it, he can't play in goal, but he can play anywhere in the midfield. Ridiculous engine. I mean, just track him there. He's the right winger, and he basically ends up running into the CDM position. Engine. I mean, just track him there. He's the right winger, and he basically ends up running into the CDM position. You know what? You know the one that comes out is Gareth Bale. The overhead kick. The overhead kick always comes out for me. I mean, just track him there. He's the right winger, and he basically ends up running into the CDM position. Osman scored again. 1-0 to Napoli. Thanks, chat. You know what? You know the one that comes out is Gareth Bale. The overhead kick.